Defending an FC24, it is a lot different this year. We've got new mechanics. We've got dribbling being much easier than it was last year. You can move around much quicker if you're on offense, which makes things harder for defenders. So today, let's talk about the best defending tips that you can learn or any skill level immediately to help improve your defending. So we've got a lot to talk about. Let's not waste any more time. We'll go and break down everything that I think I need to tell you guys about. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you for watching. I love you. Let's get into it. If you guys want to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. The link is in the description. Use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. The very first thing I'm going to talk about, and something I'm going to reiterate probably a million times in this video, is you need to maintain your shape defensively. What do I mean by that? Well, let's talk about it. I'm sure most of you know you want to keep your back four pretty much as straight as possible. See his back four right here? This is the ideal situation you want to keep. Van Dijk is obviously a little bit further back even than these three, but that's going to happen. You want to maintain this shape right here as much as humanly possible. And say he's got two CDMs right here, these two CDMs right in the same shape as well. He's keeping his shape fairly well right here, even though I have a ton of attackers in the box. Now watch what happens the second he goes out of his shape. He does this by second man pressing, and he does it right here with Virgil van Dijk. You can see it right here in 1 sec. I get the ball right here with Diaby, and look at Van Dijk. Comes from all the way up here with a second man press. Right when I see this, I know like this guy's chop liver, all right? I got to swing this ball this way, and I got like a huge gap right here, right? With Diaby, right there to Puteas, right there to Son, and I got this whole person to pass to here, which I believe is Socrates, but he ends up actually trying to go for a slide tackle here. Ends up not working out, we end up scoring immediately. So the only reason we score this goal is because he's not maintaining his shape. This is pretty much a perfect example of everything I want you to not to do when you defend in this clip. I want you to maintain that shape. You need to be patient as well. Patience is so important. So watch what he keeps doing here. Colomboani has the ball here. I pass it back out to Alexia Puteas, right? Now watch, look at this player right here. He's coming after him, but he's holding R1. You have got to be patient and not hold down R1 constantly. That is very, very important. R1 is second man press, if you guys don't know. Allows the second player to come toward the ball. You need to be patient and not do that all the time, because right here, he's dragging him out for no reason at all, which allows me to basically pass this ball if I wanted to Diaby right here. This CDM could be right here if he wasn't second man press, marking him up. Instead, he's wide open, right? So I don't end up passing him the ball right away. I pass here to here, and he ends up open, still from the mistake before, and I didn't even capitalize on it right away. I passed it back, and then here, he still has time to get this ball, and he comes at me again, and the second man presses again with Van Dijk, right? This is where he made the mistake the first time. He's still holding down R1. You have got to be conservative with the second man press, otherwise you are going to be done for. And the reason you can be actually very conservative in this game with the second man press is because, just take a look at this clip. This is just egregious stuff. Look at Heung-min Son here, tackle this ball. I'm not second man pressing at all. This is a winger, and just watch this. He comes right up and just tackles the ball away from him. I didn't do that. I'm on balanced defensive style. No constant pressure, no press after possession loss, none of that. This is just straight up Heung-min Son running over, and just look at, I mean, he's so far away from the play, he just runs over and takes the ball away from De Bruyne. I mean, it's just ridiculous how the press is this year. I'm sure you guys know this year, you know, if you played at all, the press is very, very hard to beat this year. And your players this year more than ever are going to really do that for you. Just watch this clip again. This wasn't, you know, something you'll probably catch right away. Let's go down to 0.5 speed here, but watch my center back when Haaland is about to receive this pass. Fati's got it. He's about to pass to Haaland here, and look at my center back step up immediately. I'm not holding down second man press there at all. I'm once again, no press tactics at all. He's on balance, and he instantly helps close him down. I don't need a second man press this, and if you do, he'll just fly out too much, and Haaland will be gone. And instead, I didn't do it, and look, he actually ends up kind of marking him out anyway, even while pressing him down automatically. So right now, at this point, he's basically fucked. He doesn't really know what to do. I was able to press and stop him from making the run while doing nothing myself. So the AI this year is going to help you out so much. Now, second man press this year can be used effectively, like in this clip. You know, Rolfo, I second man press with, I run up and tackle the ball away with Pirlo. Watch us play again. Why am I second man pressing here, but you know, in some situations I'm not? Well, he's very far into the corner of the field. The more down here they are, the more comfortable I am, because obviously there's just less risk to it. Also, I've got 3 defenders back here. I can end up running back if I need to. And also, I'm using my CDM, which is a very important tip as well. You want to use your CDMs as much as possible, because that will also help you maintain your shape and help you read passing lanes, intercept more passes, right? I can tell right here he's trapped, right? He's going to try and get this ball up here. He's got no option here because this is cut off. He's going to try and get this ball up here. I will know immediately, okay, I'm going to run down here and try to press him, because I don't think he has anywhere to go, and he doesn't. Tries to get out of it. Pirlo tackles him away. This stuff will come to you naturally the more you play, the more you just like use second man press. It's hard to explain because it's always so contextual in the game, but you still can use it effectively. Just you need to, you know, tell yourself to not use it as much this year. Here's an example of me not keeping my shape. Watch this goal out. Literally this whole goal was because of me. I just second man pressed too much, did not keep my shape. He's got Haaland just totally goes around me. Giuli, nice little move here, and he scores it. Watch it back. You can see what happened. You might have seen it in full time in live time. Right here with Holland, he's got the ball. Oops, I second man press with my other center back being Mapai Leon, and she's not going to outstrength Holland for this ball. He's just going to shield up here, and I accidentally created this entire open space, and all he's got to do basically is pass around. He doesn't even really take advantage of it right away. He doesn't even really take advantage of this right away, and he still ends up scoring off it because I'm just so in shambles, and Mapai Leon just ends up, look where she is here, right? If you can follow her right now, she's not in position at all. She doesn't end up in position really until like here or so. And then at this point, your whole back four is deep. You got a person making a run to the box. You got two more up here. I mean, at this point, you're already like in such a tough spot, and he ends up doing a nice little left stick move. I tried to read the pass. He ends up not passing. He ends up going right through, and he ends up scoring it. And this was all created because I just second man pressed just a little too much. Be patient and maintain your shape. Those are the two most important things that I can tell you about in this video. So this year, if you're not aware of this by now, we have actually another way to defend in this game. There's advanced defending and there's tactical defending. Tactical defending is what has been the defending for the past few years. I should say not past few years, past 10 years of FIFA. What advanced defending does basically is allows you to press X instead of circle if you want to try and seal somebody out, put your body between you and the man, instead of having to press circle to try and do that, where they can sometimes tackle and it'll give away a penalty and that kind of thing. Question has been, is advanced defending really, really good, or is it just kind of like, a new thing everybody wants to try? It ends up not being so good. Well, here's what I'll say. There's definitely times when using the X button ends up being a really good idea. Right here with Rolfo, who's not that strong. Actually, I shouldn't say that. She does have good strength, but her aggression is low. She still just bodies Giuli here. And honestly, this does not happen without this advanced defending. You end up going in for a tackle. You could foul him. Of course, it could work out just fine for you. But this is almost a guaranteed way to get this ball back without fouling if you end up taking the right angle. I take the right angle here because he kind of ball rolls right into me, right? I end up pressing X. You can see it in the top right. It ends up being the play that works really well. And this is one of the reasons why I think you should have advanced defending on, because of times like this. There are times when you're going to have somebody in the box. You don't want to have to press circle or, possibly give away a foul for to try and seal them out. And here it is again. I get the angle here with Rolfo. Ulseman is, quite a strong player, and Rolfo just says, fuck out of here. You are not going to have this ball anymore. And this is all the X button, honestly. Like you can see at the top right, it's just X. That's all I did. I just held down X, and she just takes that ball away so quickly. There's actually a pretty good range to this because you can kind of see that, you wouldn't think I have the angle to cut off Osimhen to this ball here. Because Rolfo has great defending stats, she ends up still taking this ball away, which I'm kind of surprised by, honestly. So yeah, X can be really, really useful to use when you're on advanced defending. I would recommend you learn to use it sometimes. Now, what I will say though is you can't like run up to somebody and just hold down X and tackle the ball. Like if you watch this clip here, I end up just like completely whiffing. So Giuli just left sticks away from Rolfo there. In this game, the left stick dribbling is so good that if you're being over aggressive defensively, you are just going to be completely fucked, okay? So I'm holding down X and Rolfo just completely misses. Left stick dribble move there, totally misses. You can't just run up to somebody and hold down X. And the more you play with the advanced defending, the more you'll learn the angles and the times you actually can use it. You definitely don't want to be holding on to X the whole time. Now, before we get into some good instructions, some good tactics I think you're going to want to use if you want to be strong defensively. Playstyles in this game, clearly, I've had a way easier time defending this year when I have players on my team with like multiple playstyles defensively or playstyle pluses. I have Mapai Leon on my team who has Anticipate playstyle plus here, and she kind of just like tackles this ball without me pressing even like any button at all. If you go watch this again, she pretty much just instantly takes this ball away. The playstyle plus thing pops up over her head, and I have a way easier time defending with these kinds of players. So if you're having trouble as well, put players in your team that have playstyle pluses in this game. And honestly, if you look right here, Mapai Leon has 5 defending ones and also the Anticipate playstyle plus. And to me, I've noticed that almost everything is useful here. Jockey, Intercept, Anticipate are all fantastic. Slide tackles, I'm not going to talk about too much in this video because I actually don't use it that often. There are some useful times when to use it, but for the most part, unless you're like a really advanced defender, slide tackles are something that you just want to do sparingly and you'll kind of know when to use them. I won't talk about them too much, but I will say focus on Intercept, Jockey, Anticipate. Playstyle plus is obviously even better. I would really recommend doing that. If you're having trouble defensively with your formation and tactics, are there some, things you can do to help keep your shape and stay compact without really parking the bus, right? Because you don't want to obviously do that because that will greatly hinder your attack in the end, right? A couple tips here. Shockingly enough, if you're struggling a little bit with defending, sometimes you actually have too low of a depth. That might seem weird because obviously you want to be like lower if you're struggling defending. A lot of times, actually, that's actually not the case. The gap between your midfield and defense defense can be smaller if your depth is higher. So oftentimes actually having higher depth can help you defensively. Of course, that won't be the same for everybody, but if you're struggling a little bit, sometimes being a little counterintuitive with it, if you turn your depth up, it can work. And turning your width possibly between 30 to 50 is what I would say I would do personally. Defensive style, I actually like balance because of the things we talked about. I actually don't think you need press tactics too much right now because they do it anyway a lot of the time. If you're playing a good player, press after possession loss oftentimes can be a little bit too much. And if you're struggling defensively as well, your formations that you should run, you should focus on 2 center defensive mid formations first. You really want to focus on improving your defense first and foremost, having 2 CDMs. I have Conte and Puteas, and Puteas isn't really a DM, but just having 2 of them there is huge for helping you at the back. Put them on stay back while attacking, cover center if you really are struggling defensively. Having that if you're trying to get better defensively is huge because like just having 2 DMs in your midfield is, you know, a huge difference compared to 1. 4-2-2 as well. You get 4 attackers and 2 like strict CDMs. Those are really, really good for learning how to defend. And actually, I would not advise 5-back or 3-back. But the reason being, I want you to get better manually. And 5-back, oftentimes, if you're just not going to touch anybody in your back line and you don't learn how to tackle the ball, like it'll only get you so far, right? Running the 5-2-2-1, 5-2-3 is only going to get you so far when you're not learning how to defend manually. I would not recommend doing these actually. I would recommend, you know, sticking to a 4 at the back formation with 2 CDMs. That would be my goal. So that is what I would say. And the last thing I want to talk about is pace, because unfortunately, the more I'm playing this game in the higher divisions that I'm getting to, pace is just honestly going to be king for defenders. Pace and play styles to me are going to be super important because of the things like quick step, the things like rapid, right? They can really, really fly this year. A lot of the attackers against you. Pace is very important. It has been in the past, but especially this year with their fullbacks like Rolfo is just fast enough for me. Trent, honestly, at times is not fast enough. I'll be honest. He's at 87 sprint speed right now, and that's honestly sometimes he gets burned defensively. Keep that in mind as well. The higher I get up, I'm realizing like pace is like even more important than last year for your defense. So any questions you guys have, leave a comment down below. I would love to respond to you. Thank you for watching. I love you. Thanks for the push.